Well, hello, and welcome to the channel. It's Michelle and a movie. Hi, I am Michelle, your host, and we have a great movie review for you this weekend. Okay, so see what had happened is that I had intended upon going to see this latest version of Animal Farm. It's in 3D cartoon. I had intended to go and see that this weekend, but I thought about it, and I wanted to get as closest to the original version of this highly noteworthy novella written by the late George Orwell. I wanted to look at this latest. I wanted to look at the 1954 cartoon version of Animal Farm. There is a version, the more closer to the book, that is floating around out in YouTube. Animal Farm is not exactly a new topic for me. When I was in high school, Animal Farm and 1984 was on the literature list for reading in our English class. And so I'm trying to understand, why did I not pick Animal Farm to read? Instead, I wound up picking 1984, and I don't know whether or not it was because I was afraid that Animal Farm might have been too complex for me or what. But I should have picked Animal Farm back then. George Orwell, both books were very good, but I'm trying to understand, what made me feel like I would not enjoy Animal Farm as much as I did 1984. I don't know whether it's because 1984 was fastly approaching back then or what, but anyway, I have no idea what made me not want to read Animal Farm back then. It just don't make no sense. Maybe it was because when we fast forward into the present day and time, I'm gonna be able to connect a whole lot better than what I would have done back in high school. As in other words saying, I was not going to appreciate reading this fine masterpiece back then as much as I am appreciating it now. I'm gonna make this as fast as possible, because at the runtime for the one that I'm talking about that's right here in YouTube for free, it's like an hour and 27 minutes or so long. It is family friendly. There is no cursing, but where understanding is concerned, the little kiddies are not going to be able to connect the dots like you will on this one. So I feel more like this is definitely for adults, and if it ain't more for food for thought than anything that you could absorbed right now in your adulthood, this is the story for you. Not only, I'm calling it cinematic, but it is gold cinematic. You just wait until you get an opportunity to look at. But now is the time to read this nice little satirical story. So, okay, let me give you a little history about Animal Farm. Animal Farm is an allegorical novella written by Mr. George Orwell, and it was first published in 1945. Its theme was to satirize the Russian Revolution and its subsequent Stalinist era in the Soviet Union. This Animal Farm parallels the events of the Russian Revolution that happened in 1917. You will see a Mr. Jones, who is the farmer in this little the cartoon production. Mr. Jones is the farmer, and his character parallels the historical figure, Tsar Nicholas. And the pig, Napoleon, his parallel character, historical character, is Joseph Stalin, who is, as I had previously said, he is the originator of Stalinism in the Soviet Union. So really what you want to do is, just so you become abreast of the whole cartoon, the satirism in the cartoon, is you would have to go back and review history during that time. 1917, the revolution in Russia, the Soviet Union, Stalinism, and the Tsar Nicholas. But the characters in this cartoon, though, the major characters, which would be Farmer Jones and the pig Napoleon, they are like the parallel characters to the real persons that this whole little movie is satirizing. First of all, I don't need to tell you, yeah, it's good. And as the reason why supposing instead of going to the movie to watch this other one, this one from 1954, it carries the same feeling you get. It's like it's incomparable as compared to any other version, sort of like the Ten Commandments in 1956. There have been other Ten Commandments produced, and it's just, for some odd reason, it's so highly favored, nothing compares to the 1956 Ten Commandments. And the same thing I'd have to say for this one. That one that's out this year for 2026, without even going into the theater to watch it, I know it won't compare to this 1954 version. And plus, it's free. But now what I'm about to give you is a quick synopsis of what the story is all about. The story is about a group of farm animals who overthrow their human farmer, Mr. Jones, in a revolution. They say, I'm tired of this, and we ain't taking it no more. And so they overthrow Farmer Jones. And by the way, Farmer Jones has not been the nicest farmer to these animals. He comes and be dead drunk, come home and take it out on them because, well, economically, things are not exactly going well for him on this farm. And, you know, it's all his fault, but he takes it out on the animals. And that's why the animals said, we ain't taking this no more. And they get a revolution and they run Mr. Farmer Jones off his own farm. Okay. In the process of this revolution, there's a dissension in the ranks. And first of all, the masterminds behind this revolution is supposed to be in the pig section. So the pigs was the one that was running things. And so there's one pig in particular named Napoleon. Well, there's two pigs in particular named Napoleon, and the other one was named Snowball. Napoleon, his colors even in the film was like a dark gray, and Snowball was white. But now between the two, Napoleon was the one that was dealing underhandedly from the start, and Snowball was more of the pig that really believed in the equality amongst all of the animals. No animal was to be raised above the other. And Snowball really put forth the effort. He wanted to educate all the other animals. Some of the animals caught on, some of them just did catch on, and then others said, this is way above my pay grade, you know. But I'm saying Snowball was the one who seemed to really be empathetic in his leadership with making sure everybody is treated equal. So Snowball Napoleon was sitting back in the cut, not appreciating how everybody was moving along in cooperation with Snowball's leadership techniques. And anyway, Napoleon was sitting off in the cut, hating the whole time. And so he was trying to figure out how was he gonna come to usurp and be in the position that Snowball was in with everybody, and organizing them and getting them to understand, hey, we being taken advantage of. It's time for us to do something about this. So anyway, they go ahead under Snowball's leadership, and they one night it was one time too many. Farmer Jones came back dead drunk and threw a bottle of whiskey or whatever at one of them, and it just broke. That was the straw that broke the animal's back. So the revolution began, and they all got together and they ran Farmer Jones that night off of his property. And so anyway, the animals took over. But now, and I said I was gonna make this short, Napoleon didn't like the way that Snowball was running things. So he had to he had to figure out a way to get rid of Snowball so he could introduce his own agenda as leader over Animal Farm. And so, by the way, they had the Snowball had come up with some bylaws for all the animals to look upon and remember that, you know, they are all equal. And in the, you know, cartoon, they tell you 4 legs is good and 2 legs is bad. So they were saying an animal is good and the 2 legs, which would be humans, is bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say this with Napoleon. After they did the revolution, Farmer Jones had went into the city and he called himself gonna get some of his boys and come back and get control of these animals because they was completely out of control. And there was, you know, gunfire and a few casualties did happen amongst the animals. And it was a litter of puppies. They mama got killed. And so Napoleon decided to take them in and raise them up for his own purposes later on in the cartoon. And you gonna see how familiar it all seems, you know. But anyway, Napoleon somehow rises to power, and him and the other pigs, and I'm keeping this in context. The pigs amongst the animals in Animal Farm, they the elite group, okay, and Napoleon is the lead. So Napoleon starts seeing to it that the pigs are established higher than the rest of the farm animals, which went against their motto is that all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. Okay, I'm gonna stop it right there. And I want to say my quick commentary. It is amazing how this, and I'm gonna call it what it is. It really is a masterpiece. It's amazing how it parallels right now. You say what you want to say. You think what you want to think. But Animal Farm is totally relevant today in 2026. It's a little bit so relevant that it is scary. And it's amazing how someone can write a story way back in 1945, and this is, if we round it up to just 2025, the story, Animal Farm in and of itself is what? About 80 years old, if I have it right. Yeah, it's about 80 years old. And it's amazing how I mean, I have to say it. It's amazing how art is imitating life right now, because as you watch this little cartoon, you can't tell me that you don't have a mental picture of who these characters in this cartoon are looking like today for us. You can't tell me that you don't see it. But anyway, I think that it is a great story. It's more like a fable, as it is called. It is a great fable to go back and read over, and gives you something to think about. It really does. I have a favorite part at the end, and it just sounds so relevant. That's the word that I'm gonna have to call it. I'm not into political in giving my movie reviews, but I'm just gonna say this: it is relevant today, and it has amazed me at how this story is on point for right here and right now in the time frame that we are in. But anyway, watch it if you want. It is my suggestion that you do. I'm planning on going to get the book and seeing, how it's originally written. And yeah, watch it. And it's my suggestion that you do. And I think I'm gonna give it a A+ because of how relevant it is. So anyway, if you have liked this movie review, then please like and subscribe. And I will see you at the next It's Michelle.